I got one thing to say. You know, it hurts when, you know, someone like Charles Barkley with the platform he has says you're not the same player prior to the injuries you have. It's like, no duh, man. Consecutive years, I tore my ACL and my Achilles in consecutive years and still help a team win a championship. I mean, it hurt hearing that because it's like, man, I put in so much freaking effort to get back to this point. Like, it's hard to even put into words what I had to do to be the player I am today. And it's like, I played 57 games in 3 years. Like, give me some freaking time to get that back and just hear someone say, oh, he's not the same as he was prior to the injuries. Like, duh. Like, who goes through something like that and comes back? I don't know. It just hurt my heart hearing that. But you know what? I'm going to internalize it, and it's going to be fuel for me to be even better. And I think I'm very proud of what we accomplished last year, and I feel like I was a huge part of it. You know, so I'm not going to let these injuries be a crutch for me. I'm just going to keep going, and I'm going to have a great year. I bet on that.
All right, so before we get into Klay Thompson talking for the first time about his ejection and the whole Devin Booker altercation, I'm going to show you the clip where Charles Barkley talks about Klay Thompson and why that would make Klay hurt. And then after I show you the Charles Barkley, Stephen Curry also comments on Charles Barkley's comments, so I'll show that after I show you this video of Charles Barkley talking about Klay Thompson. And then I'll show you Klay Thompson talking about the Devin Booker ejection and altercation.
As much as I love Klay, he's slipping. Same thing with Draymond. They're not the same. In the finals, you could see they're not the same guys they was 2 or 3 years ago. So when I watched the Warriors play, I says, oh man, Father Time is knocking on the door on a couple of those guys. These guys have won 4 championships. That's like playing 2 or 3 extra seasons. And they're past 30. You factor in Klay, who's had 2 major surgeries. I think you saw tonight, he's like, this young boy's kicking my ass. Ain't nothing I can do about it. There was a time when Klay Thompson was the best two-way guard in the NBA. And he's not the same guy, and that's because of injuries. Now, is he done? No, I don't think he's done. I think he's slowing down and is catching up with, that's why he's frustrated. I think the same thing with Draymond. I think he's slowing down.
Klay just ended his press conference by saying that how hurt he was by hearing Barkley say that his game was slipping. Now, Barkley said both Klay and Draymond's game, I think, was slipping a little bit, but specifically about Klay. And he said, well, no kidding. I've been out. You know, I've been hurt with 2 major injuries the last 2 years, and I think I contributed a lot to the postseason run, too. Do you guys, like, check in with Klay? Did you hear Barkley say that? And just where do you think Klay's frustrations are? Is, you know, we saw it come out in him getting thrown out. Just where do you think Klay is emotionally now after all these things happening?
He was in a great place today, from shoot around to tonight. He just wouldn't stop talking all day, pretty much. He had a really good energy about him, you know, and understood that he could bounce back from a rough night in Phoenix. The comments are, you know, part of our success, right? You're always going to be in the spotlight, and people care about how you're playing and care to comment positively or negatively because they know that'll move the needle. And when you say certain names, people are going to pay attention. But it's interesting just because you know, certain guys kind of forget what their careers look like on the back end. So you can kind of cast and throw those stones. But, you know, Klay's still in here, like you said, helping us win a championship after 2, you know, hellish years he had. And I think now it's balancing for him just the expectation of what he was before the injuries, what he can get back to, all the while maintaining, you know, his impact on winning. I'm sure he's, you know, comparing to, you know, the stat lines and, you know, percentages and all that. But I think I heard Coach talk about it earlier. He's gone through this, you know, even before, you know, the injuries where slow starts don't really hold him down, don't kill his confidence. But when you come off a championship, you have such a hunger and desire to get back, to what he wants to be personally, and he's gonna get there. It's just a matter of sticking with the program, the time that he puts in, his competitive fire that comes out every single night, and he's gonna make shots. We're not worried about that. It's just it's a long season.
Well, this is the first time we're talking to you since the last game. So, Klay, just what have been the last 2 days been for you? You did get ejected from the last game, and what was on your mind going into this one?
First ejection in my career. I didn't go to the game planning on that, but it happened, and sometimes our emotions get the best of us. And it's funny. I love competing against Devin, and I got a lot of respect for him. But just a couple guys going at it. And you know what? He was actually one of the first people to text me when I tore my Achilles and said, the shooting guard battle won't be the same. So, I got a lot of respect for him, and when he did that, that meant a lot to me. And, stuff happens in this league. We leave it on the floor. But tonight I just wanted to play with a free mind and play with great energy, and I thought it was the best I felt all year. I thought I had great looks, a lot of short shots, but the fact that they're online is a great sign, and I just know I'm due for a really big shooting night very soon.
Was that ejection more out of frustration, or like a little bit of shooting struggles going in, the minutes restriction, kind of all that? Did you feel like that was kind of the
Not really. I was just mad, and I was just talking mess, and I just let my emotions get the best of me, and I'm competitive. I'm not gonna back down.
You make
shooting subs before. It's pretty common for me to start the season, but hey, I'll break out of it.
You mentioned Devin texting you after the Achilles injury. Were you two able to connect after the recent ejection?
No, and why would we? You got games to win. Don't got time to worry about the past.
One more Booker question, if you don't mind. You did keep pointing to your finger, and he said you kept saying, "We've won 4 championships, 4 rings, 4 rings." Was he challenging you about anything? And your response always is the 4. Was it anything different there that made you respond like that?
Well, I'm not sure. It sounds like I was stating facts, but honestly, I don't really remember. Pretty much blacked out and was just in a very angry place at the time. And sometimes it feels good to let out all that frustration. It really does. It's better than hold it in.